Alright, sorry about all the delays for getting started. I was working on trying to get some stuff figured out on my computer. And make certain things aren't crashing and stuff. I had some stuff come up, so that's resolved. So, back to it. Sorry for lateness and stuff. So, back to it. Last time, ran all around the bastion, did a bunch of stuff. And now it is time to move on.
Always on the move.
Somewhere else, so. This pilot's waiting for you on the bridge. Follow me. Okay. It's really just sprinting on. Where Miss Hobbs? Commander, my regards. A tall, painfully thin man in uniform bows to you with such zeal that it seems he might snap in half. A sly smile plays on his sharp-nosed face. Aramis Haas, pilot of the guncutter Verdict, ready to serve in the name of the God Emperor. Fortunate that you've been appointed as the new commander of the guncutter. Your master did to Taral's death, the Verdict and I could have ended up with anyone. We can see a familiar face. As he mentions your follower mentor, the pilot grows somewhat somber. So shall we begin? Shall we begin? You're assuming of command? It's the ship's condition. Been roughed up badly, to be sure, but the tech priest of the Bastion Separatists did solid work. I personally kept an eye on them. Picking bolt, I saw it being screwed in, and even gave a few instructions myself. So Cloud's smile never leaves Urmus's thin face as he blatantly exaggerates his brawl in repairing the ship. How you're faring after Schultz of Valor? Valor. Pilot's anime face turns to stone. I try not to remember, Commander. I've become rather good at it. I prefer every dreamless night. I'd like to take command of the guncutter. Verdict is a ship with history and character, with certain traditions to follow. To begin with, you must make your first Vox transmission from the communication sanctum. Contact you via the comm beam when you're finished. We'll also test the internal, Vox communication while we're at it. Very well, I'll return shortly. Let's go with an array of different buttons and levers of no purpose. Gene in the engineering compartment making ragged, almost strange noises. It sears your face. Screens by pics of various compartments, supplemented by lines of sacred runic signs and prayer text formulas.
Reconnoitering.
Thick glass of the porthole reflects your translucent image. Once luxurious just sideboard, replete with finely carved pieces, is now wove down for frequent use. Boxcaster used for the service crackles beneath the ancient prayer book. The pages of the tome are imbued with the acrid smell of candle smoke. Remains of porridge are stuck tight to the plate, and the mugs are blackened with recap stains. The mattress gives off a faint misty smell.
No sense in delaying.
Zaro. This is not a good time to discuss worldly matters, but if you wish, you may kneel beside me and pray to him. Nice ring. Storeroom shelves are full of provision boxes and other supplies necessary for the ship's ongoing operations. The valve is wrapped in several layers of repair tape. All that holds is a flimsy construct in place.
Reconnoitering.
Apologies about this, but I wish to avail myself of the rare opportunity for solitary reflection. The hulking diagnostic module crackles off with flashing moons is smeared with dried blood. All terms for surgical procedures. These are fresh notes scratched into the fragile pages. Idling about, eh? Up by the armory wing have a promote. No cog priest, but know a thing or two about weapon maintenance. The armory is thickened with the smell of metal and sacred functions.
Keeping my eyes open.
Box station. Machine spears are agitated, crackles, clicks, and beeps fill the air as the bulky cogs communicate with each other. Turn on the box station. The comm bead in your ear activates. Your Mrs. voice cuts through the static. Emperor protects. How do you read me, Commander? I hear you, not very clearly, but loud enough. It's good enough. There was this one time when I contacted Comrade over the internal box and he started responding. And it turned out he's been dead for 3 cycles. Well, I immediately... The rest of the story drowns in static. Done with the communication set. What's next? Certain Zed Baptist instrument deliver new tome of ships litanies to your quarters, Commander. You should collect it. While you're there, see how everything is set up for you. Exceptional comfort, you know. Oz out. Listen to the Vox message. Through the hiss and rust of Vox static, you think you hear a distant cry of pain, betrayed by booming laughter. Begin, could be tech noise.
Reconnoitering.
Jonas reports are scattered across the table, having glasses give off an aroma of stale emsa. An empty board intended for the visual placement of investigation materials. Or is emit an oily smell indicating they are regularly maintained to ensure that access to the bridge can be blocked if necessary. Assuming this is my quarters? Litania Voidus. Heavy-bound book smelling of sacred onion, slightly scorched at one corner. Not for guises, Commander. I have no clue what happened to the last book, but for the verdict we have accustomed. The captain places a tome in the Litania Voldus in the ship's chapel and offers praise to the God Emperor, so you go to the chapel too. What is a Litania Voidus? A collection of litanies devoted to travel through the void, to keep from the horrors of the war, and the maintenance of the ship's machine spirits. Essentials, you know. To the chapel.
At once.
Place the tome. Every book lands on the pedestal with soft thud. The pages fall open to the words, and the darkness of the void fear the reach of its faithful. Look through the book. Look through the tome, and your eyes catch glimpses of the contents. Words void, death, and horror dominate the pages. Prayers to the God Emperor. The words of the litany fill your soul with confidence and calm. Amid the resonant silence of the ship, a barely audible groan of vibration spreads the air. Very bulkheads echo your devotion. You begin to discern the melody. The ship is sinking. Commander, the shipboard cogitator reports the chapel has resumed operation. By his voice in your combi shatters the illusion. I'll be waiting for you on the bridge. There's one last formality left. Left on the candles and the sun among on his prayers coming from the box.
Keeping my eyes open.
Commander, I, by the will of God Emperor, the ordained pilot, and keeper of the Imperial vessel verdict, place my life and loyalty in your hand. Pilot bows to you and makes a sign of the quill. Congratulations, you are now, by all the proper rights, the captain of the ship. Can you hear her bulkheads groan? The guncutter likes you. Ark is beautiful. She'll get even has smells of pride as if he had built the Verk himself. She'll get even better, Commander. I promise. Is that all? Yes, Commander. Take it off right now if such is your wish. Give me a couple of minutes to warm up the engines and recite and let me ignition. After that, we can be off. And be onto the world surface or into the depths of the void.
At once.
Navigation. I can go to Lucid Palace or the Maris Partum Sectoris. I believe I'm going to go to the Maris Portum Sectoris first, because, well, going to the Lucid Palace could stop the assassination. That's not really the goal. I mean, it would be nice, but it doesn't necessarily hinder the investigation. Meanwhile, the Maris Portum Sectoris could just be completely wiped out by some random water at some point. So In one place, I get there after the assassination and have to fix it. Have to find out why the assassination happened post assassination instead of pre. The other one, I'm going swimming. Well, diving. Which is gonna be a real pain in the butt, so. Also, supposedly they have a plague going on, so more people to save than one random noble. Sure you want to move to this location? Yes. Whee. Choose party members. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot actually to check if things were working. I hope they're working. They are indeed working. Good. I forgot to check that.
Out! We're all gonna die in here! This evil come for us again!
Upper they've come to punish us!
We got voice acted. There was locked with a heavy-duty pallet, but not even an explosion can have to open it.
You didn't. This is my dump, and everything in it's mine too. What's this?
Pictures, looks like. Got a bolt through my gizzard if it's not a rich folk thing.
Holger. Yeah, there was a big fire in one half zone over.
One half zone over. Now those are rich pickings.
Let me go! Sibelius the Infallible knows! I was just hungry!
This Patornum is better than you think, Upper Hiver. Just don't let it eat you up. Hello there, Upper Hivers. You need to know a couple things before you go any further. The grimy man proudly shows off the luminant tattoos glowing dimly under his skin. Better make sure everyone knows what's right out of the gate. Knows what's what right out of the gate. Baron and us, his cave carvers, are in charge of this now. Keep order here, so watch yourself and be good. I had colder receptions. Tell me about this place. Start to send thought. Alright, listen. We're in the lower town. It's where all the outcasts and unlucky sods live. And then you've got the divers. Don't mess with them. They're under the Baron's protection. From here you can get to the upper town. That's where the Baron's lair is, along with the local fanatics, the Flock of Repentance. Bless them. You're better off not going outside the town. There are upper hivers digging around on one side and ferals living on the other. The Baron drove the ferals out of town, now they'll pounce on any scrap of meat they can find. Where are these divers? Local fishermen. Okay. We're the Flock of Repentance. They're fanatics that scorch their feet and break their fingers in the name of the God Emperor. Ooh. Something about the ferals. It used to be a small problem, but ever since the Baron forced them out of the town, they lost their minds from hunger. For hivers, who are they? Likes of you. I see. Good. Make sure to watch yourself, and everything will be fine. We have a full picture. Must go. Care, Upper Hiver. Don't get yourself in trouble.
No sense in delaying.
Change warband. Crowd of onlookers prevents you from approaching the chest. So you're supposed to cry by shooting over their heads. You're supposed to cry from sigil. Both are bad options, honestly. I'll just go back later, I guess.
The third rule for keeping the pipe clean: don't leave pieces of your body in the pipe. The fourth rule for...
Carcass of the sea monster shows clear signs of mutation. The precise cause remains a mystery. Yeah, that was looking kind of mutated. It's also kind of hard to tell too with
the third rule for
what
keeping
it
the
is.
pipe clean: don't leave.
Woman in rags.
Adequate.
Woman swathed in rags quite skillfully avoids drawing attention to her eyes and intently sweeping over the people around her.
The eyes at the bottom are staring into my soul. What's it taste like?
The eyes at the bottom are staring into my soul.
Never still for
What's
long.
it taste like?
Notice that has health. Can I, like, destroy it? I'd save first in case someone gets pissed at me for
I do
doing
not
this.
abide time wasting.
But pew pew. Oh.
It will be done.
Okay.
Moving.
Look.
The sieve.
The sea feeds us. The sea takes us.
Closed container. Heavy corroded. Drop something heavy on it, it will surely break. That boulder?
I have a shadow living in my head. It's watching me. I need to behave. The shadow will come out of my head and kill me.
I always land on my feet. Following the plan. It will be done.
Crunchy. Look. Bottle of a rock gun. It does. It's not even sellable.
I have a shadow living in my head.
No sense in delaying. Success.
Some random axe. Cool. Loot.
Keeping my eyes open.
So block the passage outside to keep the sermon excited crowd from forcing its way into the residential district. But
God Emperor all-powerful, grant me the strength and patience to overcome all trials.
oh,
Take him down, boy! I'll crack your head open for the Emperor!
God dang. Enraged Ogren. Ogren, before you, is so huge it makes him look like a walking slab of rock. His body bears enough burns and wounds to kill any ordinary human. Yet they barely seem to be a nuisance to this giant. His menacing step towards you, raising his weapon with a growl. Show your hands. I am not your enemy.
Not the enemy. The sergeant ordered to fight until reinforcement comes. But all the enemies are dead already.
Ogren freezes at your placid gesture. He shakes his head and looks back at the carnage he has wrought. Anger in his face slowly turns to disappointment. His growling gives way to comprehensible words.
You're not the enemy, I thinks. Then, are you reinforcement?
Tell me your name, Ogren. Targan hesitates before showing the tattoo on his biceps. 0118B. 0118B. They actually called him 0118D.
Yes, inventory number. But you can call me Coke. It's what the sergeant calls me.
What happened here?
We was on patrol. These ones came at us. Wounded the sergeant. He gave me orders. Hold position until reinforcement comes. Sergeant went to cover the rear, he said.
Who's in command of your unit?
Sergeant Ollie, 10th Platoon, Salinton, Satillan, Fusiliers 27. That's right, I thinks.
Alright. That'll test succeeded. Genetically, Algren's talking about the Satillan Fusiliers, regiments of the Astrometallans, and the boys around you are dressed in their uniform. So you're out here alone. No one else from your unit survived.
I'm with Sergeant Ollie. He went to get reinforcement, but he'll be back.
Wouldn't count on it, pal. Emar scoffs and turns to you. Can't help but wonder why a squad of Fusiliers had to meet in inglorious death in this hole. But what matters right now is we can't abandon Astromeltar property, which is what this app human is. Either he'll end up in the wrong hands, or he'll cause a lot of trouble if we leave him unsupervised. We have to return him to command. I mentioned these boneheads are terribly expensive. Cyrus folds his arms with his tone indignant. The loyalty of this paltry-minded Abkim deserves more than what he has received for his faithful service. Give him Medicaid, Ted. Take this. You should treat your wounds.
For me? I'm not allowed. It's what the sergeant says. But he's not here, so I'll take it.
Can't be allowed to remain here without command. 0118B, you are the property of the Imperium and must come with me until the matter has been cleared up.
I got orders. The sergeant said, hold position. Until the sergeant says so, I not leave position.
Perhaps I should help you look for the sergeant.
I don't know. But the sergeant was wounded. That's bad. Should find him, maybe.
Don't know what the sergeant looked like. Come with me. Help me recognize him.
I got orders. But the sergeant has been gone long. Maybe he got lost. Maybe more of these ones attacked him. Have to find the sergeant. All right, we'll go. But can't leave Fusiliers like that. There's bugs here, and those reinforcements are always late.
Gesture at the surplus ossuarium. Inform command about the bodies. Augur nods grimly. The entire time that you spend establishing a connection and conveying the message, he looms over you like a dark, silent mountain. Faction reputation received. Yippee.
Alright. You'll command until we find Sergeant Ollie. Then he'll command. He knows what to do.
Hello. What the crap, you two? So, whatever the crap YouTube is doing with its auto translation crap or whatever that I can figure out how to disable, decided to translate in Govna to just shit. What the crap? What the heck, YouTube? Turn off.
Initiating Vox frequency tracking mode.
Alright. Track down Oh, it's because he doesn't have armor. Track down Sergeant's Vox.
Always on the move.
Well, not that way. So it looks like somewhere over here-ish? Oh, what's this? Huh, loot. Inspect.
That is beyond anyone's ability.
I rolled a 100, god dang. Some buildings are daubed with dark red paint that looks like bloodstains. Local beings use them as homes of debtors. Anything happen? Not yet. Just kind of,
Reconnoitering.
walking around the place, looting stuff and exploring and whatnot. Get careful of the honor of visiting this place. Absolutely.
Ignition unit is registering an approaching layperson. High probability of ensuing communication. What is the reason for your query, layperson?
Entire demeanor of the tech priest, from the flickering ocular lenses to the nervously clenched fingers, exhibits extreme tension, clearly triggered by your presence. Who are you?
This cognition unit carries the designation Isolus M88. He is part of the Lathworld Fleet's contingent stationed at the Expeditionary Corps in the Maris Sportum Sectorus. This unit executes regulated issuing of equipment from the Adeptus Mechanicus repositories, on condition of adequate access level.
What do you do here?
Isolus M88 provides maintenance for sacred mechanisms in the service of Sister Septima's detachment. Currently, primary duties are not being executed due to unsolicited communication, causing the unit to experience Tier 5 torment.
Oof. Okay, that'll do for now.
Unit Isolus is content to return to his primary duties. Glory to the Omnissiah.
Alright, good for you.
Leander de Taral's acolyte. I remember you.
So, Sister Septima studies you with a steady appraising look, like something inside you cleansed.
Rarely does one meet acolytes who bear the burden of their duty with such zeal. Continue to be steadfast in your undertakings, and you shall learn the grace of serving the God Emperor.
Lord Inquisitor Zuri sent me to assist you, sister. Yeah, know nothing of your objectives.
I thank the God Emperor for this. Corruption cannot disturb an empty mind. For now, you need only know what I tell you. First, Inquisitor Millicentilia has lost the greater part of her servants in this Hab zone. This has slowed her investigations, and, consequently, our joint work. Find out what happened to them as soon as you can. Otherwise, Inquisitor Millicentilia will be forced to spend time she should be devoting to saving Calixis. Second, my servant Dirkus was to make contact with the local preacher Ursimus. His orders were to question Ursimus and bring me the particulars I require. Dirkus has the gall not to present himself before me. You must descend into the bowels of this rotten place, learn where Dirkus is now, and bring him to me. You will recognize my servant by the robes of the ecclesiarchy, black hair cropped short, and the implant plate set into his forehead.
Alright, Sister Septima's agent sent us their information. Okay. So when are we obliged to act as lackeys for the Adeptus Sororitas?
The Lord Inquisitor has transferred all of you to serve under my command for the duration of this mission. Therefore, at present, you are to follow my orders. What happens afterward, only the God Emperor knows.
Suggesting we search the whole Hab Zone to find Dursus.
To avoid fruitless searching, go to Confessor Ursimus, head of the Flock of Repentance. He dwells in the so-called Upper Town. You will find him at the very top. The workers' devotional service should be drawing to a close, so you may pass through the gates freely. Say that I sent you, and he will reveal every secret.
Alright.
You arrived with sufficient haste, so I judge Durkus could not have been swept away in the toxic surge. Bring him to me alive and whole.
Alright. Do you work alongside Inquisitor Milcentia?
Inquisitor Millicentilia is conducting her own investigation here. Her efforts are, without doubt, directed at supporting the Tyrantine Cabal. Yet, upon learning of my arrival, she did not see fit to join my righteous mission. Our talks about working together have stalled, and she now avoids my company.
Let's test succeeded. The frosty tone leaves no uncertainty. Despite her attempt to make light of the situation, there is no love lost between the Sister of Battle and the Inquisitor.
Given Inquisitor Millicentilia's dire circumstances, it is all the more surprising that her agent, Rufinus Scragg, is probing the Marisportum Sectoris on some mission. I must know what he is trying to sniff out. My people have lost track of him, therefore I entrust this task to you.
Alright.
According to the report, the agent bears an old burn covering half of his face, and an augmentation on the lower part of his left leg, below the knee. These distinguishing features will guide you in your search.
Scragg's whereabouts are unknown to you?
He who is charged with watching the agent failed in his duty, and now pays the price for that negligence. This, however, was merely a temporary lapse.
Do whatever I can.
It is heartening to see that you grasp the significance of this mission.
Find the preacher Dursus and return him. The objective is clear.
I am not finished yet. Since the last tidal surge, people have been disappearing from these parts. Most of the missing were certainly swallowed by the raging flood, yet others vanished afterward. People continue to go missing. On some nights, as many as 50 can be unaccounted for. Among other tasks, you must discover what became of those unfortunates, and who is responsible for their disappearance. That is all for now. Go and see to it.
Alright.
Are you in your right mind, Acolyte? Another stunt like that, and I will consider it tantamount to heresy.
Always on the move.
Low signal strength. Recommendation: find another source.
This is a gloomy place. Living here is its own punishment. I can't wait to get back up top.
This is his field bunker. The design allows it to be deployed even on the unstable grounds.
We shouldn't talk. It attracts attention.
Reconnoitering.
I have business with you.
You just said we shouldn't talk.
You are the servant of the Tyrantine Cabal, if I am not mistaken. I am pleased to welcome you. Your name has been on everyone's lips at the Bastion lately.
Woman in a plain robe stands in your path. Beneath their hood, the lenses of an old eye augmentation emit an unpleasant buzzing whir.
Assisting the Sister of Battle is doubtless a good deed, but still, an acolyte ought to work with proper Inquisitors. Do you not agree? My patron, Mistress Millicentilia, is right now inspecting the excavation outside this little settlement. A courtesy visit would be, at the very least, prudent on your part. I could escort you to her. Immediately.
You've been watching me.
No, not at all. I have been keeping watch on the situation in the settlement. Lately, Maris Portum has been far from peaceful. Then, by luck, I saw a familiar face. Your face.
Lum speaks confidently, though you suspect her vantage point has been chosen to survey Sister Septima's camp rather than the rest of Manus Torm. You're spying Septima's camp. Why?
You're observant. You see, my duty is to know what transpires around here, including at the camp of the Blessed Sister, tasked with keeping a vigilant eye on the Tyrantine Cabal.
Claim to be an acolyte. What grounds should I believe you?
Not many in the Imperium would be foolish enough to wear a sigil without the Inquisitor's authorization. Wouldn't you say?
Glances around and straight of privacy, drags back the hem of her robe to reveal sturdy synth leather armor and sigil dully gleaming on her belt. What's happening in the Maris Portum?
Forgive me, but that information is classified, and I am under orders not to disclose it. Inquisitor Millicentilia will tell you all you need to know.
Go to the excavation site. I was looking for Mrs. Millicentilia. Lead on.
Very well. It is not a long walk, but watch your step. The local water is full of toxic chemicals.
My patience is growing thin, old man. We can proceed to the next stage of interrogation, though you will find it even less fuel-like. Have you remembered anything?
The image of the Recolger curled up on the ground. The Inquisitor asked for what does not seem like the first time.
We have guests, Inquisitor.
Mistress Millicentilia, I saw him at Sister Septima's camp and thought it best to bring him to you immediately. I give the Bastion's envoy over to you. By your leave, I must return to my post.
Anton Zerb's newest protege. I thought you'd make an appearance sooner or later.
I just recognized, is that? Is that an Eldari blade? Or is that just a power sword?
Spess, I've not seen you in some time. It is a pity that you've decided to use your talents in the service of another Inquisitor.
Penny gives the Inquisitor a reserved nod, but does not say a word in response. You're to provide assistance in your mission.
Is that so? I did not request any assistance from the Cabal. Since you are here, that means you were sent by Lord Inquisitor Zer. Only he knows about the mission.
Zen examines you, tapping a finger on the grip of her pistol. Her hand lingers near the clasp of her holster, then relaxes.
Gareth, see to the witness's wounds. He is not permitted to die before the end of the interrogation. Dariel, I'll be waiting for a report on our progress. As for you, your arrival is the best evidence that the Lord Inquisitor is losing patience. Isn't that correct?
Lord Inquisitor wishes another reason for your prolonged stay in the Maris Portum Sectoris, and is offering his assistance.
My expedition team has gone missing from the excavation site. Workers, disciples of the machine cult, and guards. It started with the first seaquake that hit this hab zone. The workers complained of fatigue and ceaseless nightmares. This is not a local incident. People all over the Maris Portum Sectoris are suffering from similar symptoms. Many of them have likewise disappeared without a trace. More and more are going missing every day. Reports have shown that these disappearances are systematic, so we can rule out natural population decline. We must learn why people in the Hab Zone are disappearing, and you will begin your investigations right here in my camp. Even an amateur could see there are signs of looting. It might have been more than one group. Was it several? Find out. Reconstruct the events that took place at the camp. I graciously give you my permission to use the sacred mechanisms bestowed upon the Ordo Xenos by members of the Cult Mechanicus.
Inquisitor jostles several bulky cases. On them bears an inscription in calligraphic writing under an abundance of purity seals. Reads, Hollow Invoker. It's a Tech mechanism capable of briefly reproducing a set of hypothetical images in a confined hollow ray space.
And do not forget to interrogate the witness. The old man knows something, but it seems my methods have caused him to lose the last of his memory. I do not have time to coax the answers out of him, so you will deal with it instead. When you are done, report everything you have learned. Any questions?
You've been searching for down here.
Do your job, Acolyte.
Fair enough. Some tasks is to learn why people are disappearing in the Hab Zone. It'll be better to focus our efforts on finding the workers instead.
It is true that rescuing rabble is not my responsibility. However, I cannot ignore the fact that there is some connection between the time frames of these disappearances, both of my people and the locals. There is also the mysterious circumstances of these disappearances, and the spread of nightmares in the Hab Zone. As for what that connection is, that is for you to find out. Try not to announce to all of Maris Portum that the Inquisition is operating here. Though even if you introduced yourself as the Lord Inquisitor, I doubt anyone in this place would believe you.
Hollow Invoker, I've never heard of such a machine.
That is unsurprising. This is a rare piece of archaeotech that even I had to go to great lengths to obtain. The spirits of such machines have the ability to briefly project hololithic images based on the archived data, be it picts, cogiter records, or tactical diagrams.
Ready to start my investigation.
One of my specialists is already investigating the lower level of the excavation. Find out what he's been able to discover. Take this amulet. That way he'll know I sent you. I expect the two of you to work together on this. I need results.
Huh. Alright. Wonder if it's a Xenos. Given the way she's talking about specialists. The man looks up to you, exhaustion written in his empty gaze. His dry fingers fiddle mindlessly with the edges of his blood-stained rags.
It's a rare fortune to see an acolyte of a dead Inquisitor not follow him to the grave on the Cabal's orders.
Numerous signs of bruising, superficial damage to the surface layers of the skin, apparent loss of integrity in some of the smaller bones. The procedure was performed with sufficient expertise to ensure that the witness would not expire, yet retain the ability to feel pain. Still, I would recommend refraining from further application of violence, given the subject's age.
Tell me everything you know, you'll live. Miles of visible effort. Tell me what you already told the Inquisitor. Don't even think of hiding anything.
Yes, Master. I used to scoop grease off your food vats here. Traded it for rations at the market. The first time that great machine of yours went all quiet, I waited a little and came to see what this place was about. I saw intruders here with weapons. So I hid in one of them vats and they didn't spot me. That's where I've been hiding every time since. But Now you found me after all.
Describe the intruders.
About a dozen of them there was. They had guns. Scary folks. Could have been bandits or such like. I didn't get a good look at them. But they weren't here for the food bats, that's for sure.
Notice anything suspicious in Maris Porta?
I have, Master. I have. There's those divers living by the shore. Madmen all, I tell you. One day, there I was, walking along the shore, seeing what the sea might have brought. I look over, and it's them divers. Chanting something, or maybe it was witchcraft, I couldn't tell. And then they started dumping corpses in the water. I took off running. It was horrible. I heard those apostates worship some sea creature like it's a saint. It's why they butcher people, to offer them to the beast. I haven't seen it myself, Master. But it's what people say.
What do you know about the nightmares affecting people in Maris Porta?
Oh, I know about the sleep sickness. When the sea started shaking, that's when the nightmares came. Everyone came down with it. Those flock of repentance folks say it's the God Emperor warning us, telling us to repent. But I don't know about any of that, Master. I just want to get by.
Tell me about this flock of repentance.
Believers from his congregation, Master. They've lost their way, though. They've all forgotten St. Sibelius' name. And now they say everyone should cleanse themselves through pain. They say that's how we can serve the God Emperor and save ourselves from the nightmares. They have a leader. Fancy old name. I forget what it was. But I did see their marks around the camp. Written in blood, they were.
Not everything. Don't forget, the more you tell me, the better your chances of living.
That's all I remember, Master.
Failed. Take a little longer, or my companion will have to go rummaging that head of yours. It'll be very painful. I don't want to do it, but I will.
I've told you everything, Master. I really have. The Baron. The Baron's orders were that no one was to come near this place. But those armed intruders, they look like his lot.
Stay here. I may have more questions later. Hearing the responses and quiet whimpering.
I've been having strange dreams of flood lately. Must be from all this damp air.
Maris Portum is a backwater like any other. There is no one here who might think to cross the Inquisition. So where did all those people go?
Moving.
Rather than ancient structures buried underneath the rubble, the ruin was of no interest to the expedition. Tutorial journal. Status of the Ancient's mission. Not enough evidence. Disappeared for reasons unknown. The Sinner's field camp has been abandoned for reasons unknown, not licensed. Short hair, dark eyed. Clergy. Yeah, this is new. Hypothesis on the connection to the case and having some comparison to the depths of the stuck sea following the series quakes means were never found, as their own kin refused to face the raging elements. This. Whoever has killed the expedition members for ritual purposes and disposed of their bodies in the sea. Inhabitants of the rest form sectors, person, and dubs in the sea. So I can literally just say, ah yes, there's just no missing people, they just died. Cool. That's probably very helpful to the scenario. Got a lot of stuff going on all of a sudden.
At once.
So those are required to access the sacred machine.
Every failure a lesson.
There we go. It's immediately apparent that this culture has been maintained well. Machine spirit. No, sorry. Business. Response to your request. There you go. The screen lights up with reports. Authorized elections successful. Access level. Acolyte. View the inventory log. There's a record of all the machinery units employed at the excavation site along with their serial numbers. There's a foreman's confirmation note below. View the high engineer's reports. The screen blinks a few times. The message appears. Higher level access required. View the recent entries of the incident log. Those entries contain nothing unusual. The last one, however, does catch your attention. It seems the sentries spotted armed individuals attempting to approach the excavation site undetected. Guards eliminated the trespassers, who upon examination were found to be members of a local gang. Local bands were watching the excavation. The guard shot in who came too close.
Moving.
Okay. So, the acolyte must use Hall Invoker to construct the net to place the camp and spin a verbal report to Mr. Wilson. We must discuss what happened to the abandoned camp with Inquisitor's associate who was exploring the excavation. Examine the excavation site. Question Professor Urchsmith's leader of the flock of repentance. Alright, so I need to head down here. Knife marks on the inside of the vat. Someone tried to scrape off the hardened leftover porridge. Who's that?
I see you bear the pendant of Inquisitor Millicentilia. Greetings, emissary.
An inhumanly tall figure encased in outlandish armor appears out of nowhere. Her knight helmet dips, and a distorted, otherworldly voice reaches your ear. It's an Eldar. Barseer? No, you're right.
May he steal our hearts, so that we might banish all doubt of the righteousness of humanity. May he grant us the strength to bring just retribution upon the enemies of humanity.
Correct. The Inquisitor sent me.
Your arrival is timely. I just finished my rituals of perceiving.
Inquisitor Millicentilia isn't squeamish about the tools she uses. She's brought in a Xeno sorcerer right under Septima's nose.
The heresy of pride, which spurs one to believe in one's own exceptionality, and the heresy of consorting with the enemies of humanity.
We're one of the Eldar, sentient and highly evolved in Xenos, in this humanity.
You have guessed my race, but I am no foe to you or your tribe. Inquisitor Millis Intilia and I have forged a temporary alliance, one that benefits us both.
I must admit that the Inquisitor has always adhered to a principle of tolerance toward alien species capable of communication.
You're an Inquisitor's associate, who I'm supposed to meet.
Judging by your reaction, Inquisitor Millis Intilia did not deign to enlighten you about the identity of her associate.
Business. You should have information for me.
Inquisitor Millis Intilia wished to know if sorcery was involved in the disappearance of her underlings. Sorcery of a special kind, which has its source in the darkest corruption. I hear the echo of what your kind calls the Empyrean. However, in this sound I discern not the foulness of that which the Monkey call the arch-enemy, but ancient fatigue and the malevolence of a twisted mind.
More of this echo of the Empyrean.
It is powerful, all-consuming, and at the same time, feeble, like the sigh of a song lost in a labyrinth. Sorcery of monstrous power that served its purpose, whatever it was, and then vanished without a trace.
Malevolence of a twisted mind, but not the arch-enemies?
Your people are too young, and your perception of existence too rudimentary for you to comprehend the Empyrean in any depth. I will only say that the corrupting forces from beyond the veil hold sway over many creatures. There can be no doubt that the secrets of such species lie buried in the past of this sector. Secrets whose very revelation would imperil your feeble mind.
I believe that was everything I needed to know. Let's go. The investigation is straightforward, but I have a few slew questions about you, Eldar.
Save your breath. I am a Wayseeker, and I am here because Inquisitor Millis Intilia is offering me protection on my mission, in exchange for my gift. Those who follow the path of the Seer among my people are much more attuned to the Empyrean, and our manipulations of it lead to far fewer consequences than your fumbling. Inquisitor Millis Intilia has chosen my skills over the assistance of one of your witches.
What is your mission? What are you doing on a human world?
Your kind cannot hope to genuinely claim ownership of any planet, small creature. And I am unwilling to reveal the reasons for my presence here. Suffice it to say that I am seeking a path to salvation out of a ring of darkness, away from a peril far greater than the discord between our species.
Ring of Darkness. You're speaking of the Noctis Aeterna. So humans are not the only ones suffering from this strategy.
This surprises you. Curious. When the arch-enemy's forces burst through the veil from their dimension and defile the world of things, no species is safe. Not mine, or yours, or any other.
Interested in ancient Xenos species that is somehow connected to Tyrant Star. Do you know of it?
I can guess what you are referring to. The echo of their songs whispers across this world, and here as well.
Salvation are you talking about?
You are overly inquisitive for a human who has casually crossed my path. and naive, for you expect my candor. If your heart is troubled by the thought that a Xenos is plotting evil against the monkey on this world, then it need not be. I am here only to do my duty, to seek a way.
Name's left, and I could use your help with those ancient secrets we talked about earlier.
Come to your senses. Do not make this mistake.
Perhaps you could have received it, were it not for my arrangement with Inquisitor Millicentilia. I have no interest in the company of a monkey that will simply be underfoot. Larthir. My name is Larthir Canereth, small creature.
Alright.
Never still for long.
I was covered in notches and wounds, some methodically carved patterns into his flesh with a knife. Servo signal. The mechanism of the broken servo skull creak in futile attempts to restore functionality. Someone has ripped out the sacred circuits from the guts of this console, shattered and a bundle of sparking cables produced from the casing.
Moving. Best to try a different approach.
Has been turned up by heavy boots. Someone deliberately scraped the ground to get rid of the footprints. Now, those look like some sort of beast.
Resolved.
The ripped tint shows sign of claws and beaks that could have been left by people whose bodies have been altered by the Habson's toxic environment. Nothing in the containers except for the smell of fissaline that makes your throat itch. Workers could not have used up the entire supply of explosives, so have stolen it from the excavation site. It was temporarily occupied by Inquisitor Millicentilia.
Effective as always.
Auto-aim gloves. When the wearer makes a precise attack from a distance of 10 cells or further, the hit chance of that attack is increased by 18%. Wait, did that say it requires crew? Yeah, requirement is crew. Okay. Cool, so it's a crew thing. Examine. Tracks left by steel-toed work boots are intermingled with numerous other prints. It's difficult to work out what happened here in the chronological events. Scan.
Multiple prints detected on the bedrock and surrounding area. Initiating scan for further analysis.
His flicker of fierce, almost of anger at the machine spirit. Foreman's reports. Patient, excavation site, sector 4, shift 138, foreman marked it. Layers of rock removed, 18 personnel losses, workers caused collapse. Extracted items, 12 scrolls, 3 machine relics, delivered to the Magos, proceeding as scheduled. Total 3 disciplinary violations were observed during the shift, outside the perimeter of the operation. Perpetrators were questioned thoroughly. Shift 162. Unsanctioned beliefs are confirmed to be spreading among the workers, which has led to acts of violence. The perpetrators were isolated. No intervention from Inquisitor Imp. Necessary. Requested a 4-hour shift extension as per the emergency protocol. 3 of the workers absconded to join the heretical sect. Permission to eliminate requested. Waiting orders. Establish a curfew for all personnel.
Always on the move. Tread carefully.
Oh? Religious symbols of the Mistborn fanatics have been sketched by an inexpert and trembling hand. Clear attempt to imitate the real thing. Looks like a sign of chaos. Servitors at the bottom of the pit have frozen in unnatural poses. There are no apparent signs of damage, and yet they seem to ignore all commands and can make no attempt to return to the camp. Crates scattered around the camp have been crudely forced open. If there's anything about inside, it's already been pilfered.
Registering evidence of forced access to the storage. Incident classified as an act of sacrilege and subversion of the authority of the Holy Order. Entry archive.
The ground is covered in iridescent stains. The oily scents clogged and also a completely massive smell of blood soaked into the dirt.
Registering signs of a confrontation between two armed groups.
Columns of splinter up, metal near it is melted, both pointing to a shot from a laser weapon. Before I insult the last one,
Everything we need to make progress in the case is in this camp. We just need to know where to look.
save me real quick before this blows up and kills everyone. Rubble. Code amulet. A heavy amulet of blued metal bearing an engraving of the sacred code. Tech Priest's body has been severed in half. The cut looks unnaturally even. Huh, yeah, it looks like some sort of blast happened there. Weird.
Always on the move.
Who attacked the excavation site? Bog Beast. The reptant shows signs of claws and beaks that have been left by people whose bodies have been altered by the Hab Zone's toxic environment. The old man's gaze suddenly clears. The Baron's orders were not to come, that no one was to come near this place, but those aren't intruders, they look like a lot. Foreman's reports. Got a blast? Alright. I'll not be streaming for too much longer. Might do the investigation in this place, and then once it's time to leave the excavation site, be ending stream. But thank you for joining. Who was attacked? Expedition members, bandits, fanatics.
Moving.
Who ransacked the camp. Why are there tracks from work boots here? As they're taken away by force, the work boot traces do not belong to the workers. The bodies attack the workers and drag the bodies away. Tracks up by steel-toed work boots are intermingled with numerous other prints. It is difficult to work out what happened here in the chronology of events. Ground's covered in iridescent stains. The oily stench clogs are also done with a massive smell of blood and dirt. And there was a las weapon was used.
At once.
Local bands were watching the excavation. Tempered shot unit came too close. The Eldari claims to sense echoes of incredibly powerful warp surge proximity at the excavation site. Analyze the data. Research?
The investigation of the evidence provided the following information.
The information added. Response missing expedition. Source research. According to the farmer's notes, some members of the expedition have begun secretly following the teachings of the Flock of Repentance. From the excavation site does not resolve actions of ordinary mortals. Strange tracks found the excavation site are believed to belong to mutate creatures the size of humans. There's a train around the body from the hollow pit.
Identifying key features for comparison.
Though half the body is missing.
Will form the basis for analysis.
Though half the body is missing and a trace of his movements could be found, Sophis vanished into thin air. Ken is willing to offer assessment.
The internal fluids left the body post-mortem, most likely due to the rockfall. All across the primary wound area, the vessels and fluid tubes were cauterized at once. I have never seen such neat and clean wounds.
No scientific explanation what could have cauterized the wounds so that not even a drop of blood spilled from the body. The other wounds were inflicted posthumously, probably due to external impact. Rockfall. Look at this clean cut. Like it's been done with a las cutter. But the caliber is not standard. So it's not an Inquisition issued weapon. Biosever was something akin to a custom sized las cutter. Precisely. Crates may know what happened at the excavation site.
Never still for long.
Let's go back to interrogating the old man real quick. Maybe given what's been analyzed, he might have more information to share.
Yes, Master? Did you want to ask something?
Crates of Feisling have gone missing from the camp. What do you know about that?
Vice what? Saints, I don't even know what that is. It's not my place to know. But I did see crates that looked just like the ones you all have in the upper town, I did. They looked heavy. It took a whole group to carry them. I can't say where they were headed, though.
Alright, do not move. And just use the corner.
No sense in delaying.
At once.
Something you wanted from me, small creature?
All right.
Moving.
Okay.
Reconnoitering.
So who were attacked? Who attacked the place? So things that can be confirmed. Bandits were here. Bog beasts were here.
Moving.
And the expedition members are not here. But we're here. So I believe it is the expedition members simply left the camp. They just straight up left. To join the fanatics. So these things are crudely attacked. I think it's the bog beasts just kind of looted this place afterwards. As no signs of conflict relate to the bog beasts, just kind of after effects. I have a feeling it's the bog beasts that took the supplies. Because these were crudely opened. Are crudely forced open, taken apart. So I think the bog beast came in here after the place was emptied and kind of just tore the place up. Or were brought into this place to cover tracks. Turned up by heavy boots and deliberately scraped the ground to get rid of the footprints.
The acolyte? Lathier has already informed me that he told you of his findings. I dare say what he told you might even be the truth.
Not reacting, what's worse. This guy's distant staring past you as if he listened close to the med, the only ear. Unusual assistance.
Some things are more accessible to the cunning mind and heightened perceptions of an Eldari. This is your chance to make use of his abilities. It would be unwise to spurn it.
Not help but notice a thrum of tension in the Inquisitor's tone. The look she casts at the dark. It seems that despite her confident words, she is anxious about Xeno's presence in her unit. It's likely due to the dangerous proximity of his sister of battle to the excavation site.
An Ogren with enhanced intelligence. You don't come across too many of those outside the Astra Militarum. Interesting escort you have.
He usually tells me I'm smart. Not that I'm interesting.
Then he was digging a hole in the ground with the tip of his boot. It's a surprise. Question the witness.
Do you plan to inform me every time you sneeze? Draw your conclusions and submit a full report.
Alright. So I'm certain that it's the bog beast that took the supplies. As they were crudely opened and stuff. I feel like the bandits would have had better means of accessing the stuff, and I think the fanatics could have just literally been given the keys. The bog beast makes the most sense for how this place is desecrated. And, the fact that they were forcibly opened. Crudely opened. Those are crude. None of these tracks look like they were dragged.
Keeping my eyes open.
I think it's quite literally the expedition members just left. As the foreman's note talks about, people were literally just leaving to go join the fanatics.
At once.
Okay. So, I don't think there's any evidence of fanatics being here. And I have a feeling the expedition members literally just left to go join the fanatics. So I have a feeling the expedition members left. The bandits, now no longer being prohibited from entering, just kind of walked in, and then were attacked by the bog beasts. The crude.
Keeping my eyes open.
I think we're gonna submit this and see what happens.
Have you learned anything useful?
I already discussed what happened at the camp.
Are you sure you have not missed anything?
Sure, I have a working theory.
You think my camp was ransacked by bog beasts? An interesting theory. Well, why not? We will look for bird-headed mutants wearing Inquisition uniforms. It seems there was a skirmish in the camp over supplies, but I am not yet convinced of your conclusions. You think my people left the camp on their own? You are clearly not familiar with the Inquisition's disciplinary practices. Some of your conclusions are tenuous. Too tenuous. I cannot rely on inaccurate information.
Your emissary's conclusions are tenuous because the tracks at the excavation site contradict each other, whereas the truth is not what it first appears. Someone took pains to ensure that the traces left behind would sow confusion in the mind of whoever might attempt to unravel this mystery.
I can tell you certainly that what happened at the camp is not as it seems.
I knew there was something you weren't telling me, Corsair.
I saw no reason to state that which is so obvious. I should have not forgotten that I'm dealing with Monkey now. This small creature has reminded me.
Either way, we have one indisputable piece of evidence. The tracks leading out of the camp. Look, they are crisp, clearly made by heavy work boots. But I already said my people would never leave their posts willingly. Find out where they lead. Can you manage that? Something strange is afoot in Maris Portum. My agent, Rufinus Scraig, has been working undercover in this God Emperor forsaken place for several months already. We were due to meet at the excavation site, but the latest seaquake cut off our communication. Track him down and help him with his mission, if necessary. Tell him that Lady M sent you. He will aid you in your investigation.
How will I recognize him?
Rufinus prefers to cover his face, but if you pay close attention, you will spot other signs. His augmented lower left leg, or his tattoos. Memorize them, Acolyte. This is how my people recognize each other.
I ran to know the particulars of Agent Scragg's mission.
I tasked Scraig with investigating a clan of swamp mutants on the outskirts of the Hab Zone and assessing their usefulness to the Tyrantine Cabal. These are his reports. Study them. That will be enough to start with.
Report number 1. Confirmed the information. The unregistered dog beast belonged to a clan that had disappeared during the cleansing of the slur sectors. 2 leaders, multiple burns, everything matches our data. Assuming the contractor does not know the clan survived. No one from the Upper Hive has contacted the clan during the occupation period. The team was failed. The clan doesn't seem ready for any combat action. Now the mutants are losing to regular bandits, but they have potential. Acting according to Protocol XE3. I'll turn these outcasts into mercenaries worthy of being in your employ. Trust me. Contact established. Progress is going very unexpected. Gain trust one of the leaders, pushing him towards decisions favorable to us. The clan is no longer a risk of extinction. The potential of the mutants is growing. It is positive. The progress is slow. Receiving information from the leader. To strengthen the clan, a special diet is required. We need exceptional brain. Strong, agile, and nutritious. These unique traits. I already have thoughts on this. Details the next communication. Quick scan of the report leaves you in no doubt. The bog beasts the Inquisitor is referring to are a clan of Xenos, the Kroot. Evidently, Millicentilia and her people prefer to use this sophisticated nickname given to the Xenos by the ignorant lower hive dwellers in order to rid the clan of unwanted attention, or perhaps somehow use the Kroot to their own benefit.
Any other questions?
These so-called bog beasts. They're a Kroot, aren't they?
Clever. Indeed, it refers to the Kroot, carnivorous Xenos native to a different part of the galaxy. This clan is settled on the outskirts of the Hab Zone, and has been under observation by the Ordo Xenos for some time. Keep its existence a secret, until the mission is complete.
So we're done with the reconstruction, and take over your arrangement of land here. It can be useful to one another.
Very well. I am not opposed. Canareth?
Time will tell if this small creature can live up to his word. For now, I will trust my instincts and consent to changing the agreement, on the condition that he assists me with some unfinished business here in the settlement.
Fine. Acolyte, now Larthir Canareth is your burden to bear. Do not expect it to be easy. Offering protection to a Xenos is risky. Don't be afraid to mention the name of Anton Zerg. His patronage will help you avoid the wrath of people like Septima.
Speak with me in the place where we met. I want to discuss exactly how your newfound patronage will benefit me.
Ready to begin investigating.
This case is not as simple as it appears. Do not rush to any conclusions. Turn over every stone in Maris Portum before you send your case report. Your task is to dig until you uncover the truth, not to pin the blame on the first person you meet. Find out what happened to my workers. I hope you understand me, Acolyte.
Alright. Given the way that went, I don't think there was any correct way to share the events. Go over the events.
Inquisitor Millicent Tilia wished to know what happened to her underlings. While exploring this place, I have discovered many mysteries. Buried secrets. Hidden songs. They are here. Beneath the ground. Waiting for someone to listen and unravel them. Some are connected to the Xenos you asked about, but not all of them. The melodies of these mysteries rise to the surface in places where the veil between the Empyrean and real space has worn thin. I must reach these places and perform rituals to hear what is being said in each song. They are located in areas where dwellings of your kind are concentrated. Millicent Tilia's entourage calls this place the Marisportum.
Inhabitants of Marisportum will be terrified from your sight of the Xenos.
No. The intelligence of the local monkey is insufficient to recognize a member of another species in this guise. They will take me for a distorted version of their own kind. A mutant. The white-haired monkey whom Inquisitor Millicent Tilia is so keen to avoid, however, it would be best if she and I did not meet either. Not yet, at least.
What kind of rituals will you be performing?
I will turn all my attention deep underground, to songs forgotten by time and hidden by the ashes of generations. When those songs find a listener, they will reveal to me the mysteries that echo beneath our feet.
Well, let's begin. What kind of places do you require?
A place full of life. A place imbued with emanations. A place hidden from prying eyes.
Xenos, deviants in action. Fine, we'll manage somehow.
I admire your stoicism, small creature.
I'd like you to tell me what you learned.
To what end? Our mutual aid does not entail any additional social rituals.
I put my trust in you. I'd like you to trust me at least a little in return. That's all.
Trust is a precious gift. I have yet to see if you are worthy of it. But your desire to know more is laudable. Yes, I will tell you what I discover.
Alright, thanks.
Come. When we draw close to one of the places I seek, I will hear an echo of one of the songs, and I will tell you.
Alright. I completely forgot to check. Mr. Algren, what do you have? Strength 65, toughness 65, intelligence 20, willpower 20. Oof. Warrior, Algren Bonehead, heavy armor specialist. Wounds are increased by 30%. Plus plus 15 strength, plus 15 toughness, minus 10 intelligence, minus 10 willpower, also plus 10 athletics, plus 10 tenacity, plus 10 resistance, minus 10 metal. Use the Ogryn Smash ability. Recommendations based on toughness instead of fellowship. These wounds are increased things. The influence is reduced by 1. Around the target's defense is reduced by 11. To each unit or object in front of him disrupts the target's concentration. Enemies must pass a metal test with minus 15 penalty or suffer that. Charge. Endure. Gains 9 armor durability. All adjacent enemies suffer 6 damage to their legs. Cannot be used the same turn as charge. Huh. This character's turn, they count as cover for their allies. For the Impa. All abilities scale based on intimidation divided by 10. Stack kills enemies. All enemies within the influence of that enemy must pass a metal test. Gets an enemy or cover with this attack, gains +2 damage reduction for 1 round. I would prefer to have that on there. Oh, never mind. Alright. Little Labyrinth there. No convictions. Fair enough. Weapon skill 60. Holy crap. Agility 50. Toughness 20. Strength 25. Discipline Wayseeker. Allows the sucker to enhance their own and their allies' combat capabilities. The effect of Wayseeker's abilities calculate using the value of morale instead of veil degradation. Characters gain +5 weapon skill and +5 ballistic skill. Mouse gain +10 awareness and defending bonuses. Telekinesis. Manipulate matter over distance. Gains +5 that. Use a set. Seeker, Wayseeker. Wayseeker's path. If his MP and defense are increased by +4. In reflex test, he can use perception instead of agility, whichever is greater. Psychic powers do not increase veil degradation and do not trigger psychic phenomena or perils of the warp. +5 weapon, +5 agility, +10 awareness, +10 reflex. All ability skill on Labyrinth's awareness instead of other characteristics. Ability allows character to wield all Daria weapons. Seems like powers. So other characteristics. One round the unit's attacks ignore 7. One round precise attacks against enemy. Wayseeker now is affected by guidance. Gain the Wayseeker guides steps ability for 1 round. Flicker can move to a chosen location within 4 cell radius around both enemies and allies while provoking an attack of opportunity. Disregarding the range and line of sight cannot be the way seeker themselves. The ally gains half the benefits of the seeker's way seeker's path and the way seeker's talents. The way seeker can use psychic powers on this target, disregarding the range and line of sight, and effect lasts for 1 round. His melee precise attacks gains that much hit chance. The target is forced to make. Just one additional testing is brief effects. Cost 1 AP more. Oh, then equipment. Covert Harken Mace. Or Ripper Gun. Algren Heavy Armor. Very good. This is an Eldari armor. There's Eldari Power Sword. And a Shuriken Catapult. Interesting.
No sense in delaying.
All right. Follow the tracks. This turned out to be an unreliable ally. I should say this turn of events was expected, but don't worry about it. Mr. Smith solved 2 problems once. You rid yourself of the Xenos and diverted Sisters of Tima's attention.
The Xenos turned out to be an unreliable ally. I wish I could say this.
Jay leave no witnesses. The caller was lucky to receive a quick death from a gunshot to the head. Unfortunately, expected.
Always on the move.
Scanning of the tracks has been discontinued. Continuing the search beyond the camp's perimeter is recommended.
Game football caused stone dust support from the spiral groups. Drill. It's a big drill. Oh?
Traces of fading psychic force activity detected. Changing scan mode to construct a hollow projection based on residual particles not suitable for standard visual analysis.
Strange imprint, naturally spherical in shape. Work puts tracks left on the dusty ground lead toward the elevator, the way out of the field camp. Was intersected by the bog beasts, and you're certain that what happened in camp is not as it seems. Group Clan. Consult the Ordo Xenos archives. Initiating data uploaded to the Sacred Repository. This information serves foundation for the found. Your purpose in life is to absorb the right best strands and genes for the evolution of their race. Spherical prints analyze the anomalous phenomena.
Identifying anomalies in visual representations. Any deviations from the norm will be made apparent.
Source of these tracks and their purpose could not be identified. Measurable characteristics perfectly round sphere with a radius of 1.8 meters. So as if real space itself split seams, then an unknown force repaired the tear, leaving a thin suture.
I hear a song, almost faded to a whisper. The funeral lament of a consciousness once trapped within the spheres, and now almost turned to nothingness.
Echoes of no consciousness, once imprisoned within spheres, but nearly dissolved over time. Thigh marks. It's an old burn, left leg augmented, and tattooed. I was gathering information about the things.
Initiating data upload to the sacred repository. Data decoded, structured, and appended to the case evidence.
Information added in our agent's mission. Agent deemed the clan weakened, but believes its potential could be unlocked. Alright, I think I'm going to be ending stream here, though.
I wish I could say.
Sorry. Alright, I think I'm going to be ending stream here for now. And then pick me up later. Yeah, that's gonna be it for stream today. Save the game. You got 2 new companions. Anyways, I'm going to be ending stream here. I already said that. I will be continuing Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy come next Thursday, probably Thursday. And next stream will be Monday with Elden Ring. And yeah, all said, that's gonna be it for today though. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow, join the Discord, all those things to help out and whatnot. And with all that said, blah. And with all that said, have a good time, whatever time zone you're in, and yeah, bye for now.